This is the southernmost outpost of Fortress Europe. Yet it's on mainland Africa, opposite the Straits of Gibraltar. The Mediterranean enclave of Ceuta is one of the last vestiges of Spanish rule in northern Morocco. It's been European for more than 500 years, and Madrid insists it will never relinquish control. The recent visit by the Spanish monarch highlighted the ongoing tension over the status and future of Ceuta. Spain has also cordoned it off, prompting comparison with another wall in another place.
I come from East Germany, and when I look at this wall, it reminds me of the Berlin Wall.
The crossing between Morocco and Spain has become a magnet for tens of thousands of workers and migrants, legal and illegal. For this is the back door into the prosperous European Union and the hope of a better economic future. But within the town of Ceuta is another divide, a social division that is religious and economic, between the wealthy Christian Spaniards and their poorer Muslim compatriots of Moroccan descent. The town of Ceuta is a geographical anomaly, part of mainland Africa, but belonging to Europe. Given its geographical position, it's no wonder that one of the foremost map makers of the ancient world was born here in 1099. Al-Idrisi's maps helped make possible the great voyages of discovery, which led to colonization and, as in the case of Ceuta, the presence of Europe in Africa. Once again, economic opportunism is the prime mover, but now the migration is in the opposite direction, as those who were formerly colonized head north, driven by war, want, and oppression, ending up here at the gate of Europe.
This problem affects every part of the world. It's different in Ceuta because the problem is concentrated in just a few square kilometers.
What the migrants find is a double fence, most of it paid for by the European Union. 4 meters high, 6 kilometers long.
This fence has been the only effective method we have found of dealing with the problem of illegal immigration.
What the migrants also find is a holding center before their status as refugees is decided, and that typically takes months. It's not a prison, but there are constraints.
My name is Karim Karbaj. I am Tunisian. I came through Algeria and Morocco. I stowed away in a lorry but was caught by a police dog and given a note to come here. There is nothing to do. I cannot earn money. I cannot work or even study. There are lots of people stuck with their families here. As for getting to Spain illegally, you have to pay and bribe. It's very difficult here.
But those who arrive often come from far further afield, from other continents even.
I came here from India, Kashmir, because of economical problem and war in India, you know. and I took 3 months.
There are people who are allowed into Ceuta from Africa, and it takes them only a few minutes. Every day, thousands of Moroccans trudge past the deserted guard posts that separate this Spanish enclave from Morocco. The bundles of soap, clothes and oil they carry home for resale in Morocco are not an entirely legal traffic. But the Spanish authorities turn a blind eye, knowing how profitable this trade is to the city. This cross-border trade, though, is at odds with an old relationship built on mistrust and suspicions between Spain and Morocco over Ceuta. It goes back to the collapse of Muslim rule in Spain at the end of the 15th century, which for some gives the issue a religious dimension.
مدينتي سبتة ومليليا هما مدينتين متنازع.
The city of Ceuta is a contested city between Spain and Morocco. The Spanish not only want to create a European city out of Ceuta, but they also want to Christianize it. And I think this is very dangerous.
بل يريدون أن تكون مدينتين مسيحيتين وهذا هو الأخطر.
Our fear is not of Muslims, but we're afraid of Morocco that wants to annex Ceuta. Due to its location, Ceuta is a fusion of cultures, and we are proud of that. But we are all standing against the Moroccan stated intention of taking Ceuta.
Reivindica la soberanía sobre Ceuta que nosotros negamos rotunda y categóricamente.
On the surface, Ceuta appears to be a harmonious, cosmopolitan city. But through the middle of it runs another wall, an invisible wall that divides its 70,000 inhabitants along religious lines.
There are many walls here, psychological ones. These walls are splitting the people in Ceuta. The Christian majority want to stay living in isolation. They reject any non-Christian element that want to share the city with them. And the walls of isolation, as you know, are worse than those erected on the ground.
This is the impoverished hillside neighborhood of Príncipe Alfonso, whose disaffected inhabitants cite examples of official neglect, contributing to their poverty and despair. This is where half of Ceuta's Muslims live. And those Muslims who feel marginalized make no secret of where their allegiances lie. For every Friday they pray for the health and prosperity of the King of Morocco.
تهميش المسلمين يأتي من عدة أبواب.
The marginalization of Muslims is seen in many ways. Rather than offering them permanent work, they are offered short contracts, 3 to 6 months. On the other hand, Christians get permanent jobs, which help them to stay and have roots in Ceuta. There's also cultural marginalization, where only Christian culture is celebrated, whereas Muslims who pay their taxes to the authorities do not enjoy the same benefits.
It's a scene, a First Communion, more often played out in mainland Spain. The priest officiating doesn't see any divisions between Ceuta's Christians and Muslims.
No, no hay verja, al contrario, yo creo que las relaciones...
On the contrary, the relations between members of different faiths are very cordial. These days we have the opportunity to meet and greet each other. And in this way, we can enjoy integration and openings of places of worship. Certainly, it's normal to find a variety of faiths here. There are no barriers between us, and everyone expresses his own faith freely and openly.
Pero con mucha normalidad y naturalidad y libertad.